Hello and welcome to Paper Plays Julie K.
Welcome everyone, and thank you so much for stopping by to check out my latest video. And today I'm continuing to work on my reference junk journal I'm including all sorts of pocket ideas. And so today I thought I would kind of explore maybe some window pocket ideas and some shaker pocket ideas. And I know we've already decorated like a window envelope in the journal. I've already have one of those, but I thought I would just have some other ideas to share with you. So the first one I had is a while ago I had stamped this stamp that I had picked up at the thrift store. It's from, I think, PSX, Personal Stamp Exchange. And I was using it on a card, but then the ink kind of smeared and I still saved it. But you can kind of see there's just some inky fingers there. So I thought, well, I could use this for one of my ideas, which was to use some sort of image, whether you stamped it or you found an image in a book and that you maybe cut it out. And so that's what I did with this one, because then I cut out with the X-Acto knife the word love in the middle of this. I just prepped this a little bit before starting the video today. And so I thought I could just use this as a pocket. And again, you could, do it from the side or from the top, but since I did cut a tag to put on the top, I'm going to do this one from the top. So I am going to put some glue around 3 of the edges here, and we're going to make a quick little pocket. And again, you could use any stamp, any stamped image that you have where there's a piece or a part of it that you could cut out. Or even if you are more into using junk in your junk journals and you found a magazine image that you could do something similar to, you could just cut out like a basic circle or square shape too. You don't necessarily even have to have it go around an image. But I just thought this one would be kind of fun. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that, just to remember the idea, just to take the word that I cut out of the middle of the word love, and I'm going to put it on the tag on the inside. So I'm going to put this one towards the bottom, and maybe I'll just do the back side of this one right here. And I'm just going to stamp or glue down what I'm calling each pocket. And I'm just calling this one a window pocket from a stamp / image. But what I'm going to do now is I need to find a pencil. So I have this tag that I quick made just from scrap paper, and this one I decided not to, but if you wanted to, you could have put some vellum over the back of this or some packaging. I'm just going to leave this one open, I think, or it's already too late since I glued it down, but I'm just going to trace where the heart is right here, and we'll just see if this works. Hopefully it does. Because as you can see, well, that works fine. I'll just use this. So I traced the heart where I stuck the tag in. Normally I maybe would have centered it a little more, but I'm just going to run with this one. And I'm just going to ink the edges real quick. And if you guys are just following along for the first time on this series, welcome. Again, I'm just trying to come up with as many pocket ideas. Some are my own, some are ones that I find from other people, which of course I share my sources. And I'm just trying to put them all in one reference journal. And I do have a playlist in case you guys are just tuning in for the first time, so you can go back and watch. And then at the very end, I will also go through the whole journal, just showing you everything that I did. And I'm just going to glue this down. And of course you could do any type of image you wanted to on the... But I just thought that would be kind of fun to have that showing, through the window. And normally, again, I would color it, but I'm not doing too much decorating on this journal. Just some basics. That one I just wanted to ink it so that it kind of stood out a little bit. Normally I would color it in. So that one was kind of a quick and easy one to share with you. And my next one is also a quick and easy one just because I had already prepped it. So I have some other pages here that I started already in the journal with So I'm going to add to this one just to finish this page up. And so the next one that I had on my list was to use some sort of like vellum or packaging, and you can make some really fun pockets. And so like you can buy vellum in, you know, clear, white. You can also use like cereal packaging. That works really good. I also have, you know, some vellum with flowers on it, so that's really a nice one. This particular one that I have right here, you can see it's a little bit darker, and it was a scrap that I had used way back when I did Junk Journal January last year, and I had used this vellum in there. And so I just had this scrap in my pile, so I just thought I would use that. And what I went ahead and did is other pieces that I have used, like when I've made other pockets in this journal, I have some of my offcuts. So what I ended up doing is I just folded them over the piece of vellum, and you can glue it down, tape it down, whatever your favorite method is, but I just chose to go around it on my sewing machine just to decorate the edges up. But again, you don't have to do that. You could just put the piece of vellum down. Like if you wanted this one as your pocket, you know, and then you could glue it down, or in my case, I most likely would probably sew it down, but I think that would make a really cute pocket. And then what's fun about that one then is, you know, no matter what you decide to stick in the pocket, you could kind of see through. I'm saving this. I would have used this one in this journal, but I'm saving that sheet for something else. It's a really old vellum flower sheet that I had, and that's my last one. But again, I just chose a scrap out of my scrap pile. So on this one, again, you're just going to glue down the 3 different sides. And I've also made pockets like this. Like sometimes we get wedding invitations in the mail, and people have used vellum. Like I've gotten some really nice vellum in the past off of wedding invitations that have like vines and flowers on them. And I have used them in card making and junk journals in the past. So if you do get any wedding invitations, or maybe even baby shower invitations, those kind of things, if they happen to have vellum on them or kind of some see-through paper, it might be something you want to think about using in your junk journal. So I glued that one down, and again, once it kind of dries, it might need a minute or 2 to set. But it'll be kind of fun because you can kind of see a little hint of some sort of tag underneath there. So that one was like a vellum pocket, and we will do a little bit more together. These ones were just kind of some quick ones that I did off camera that I thought I could just explain, just because I had so many ideas on this topic to share with you today. So I'm going to leave that one be, and then we did that one already in the back. And let's see, the next one I had on my list, again, same, kind of another same idea for a vellum pocket. And this one I did a little bit of it off camera, but some of it we'll do together. So I did die cut this butterfly, and I think it's a quick cuts one. It's a really old cutting die that I picked up at a rummage sale, so I'm not even 100% sure because I don't have the packaging. But then I did glue it down so you can kind of see the glue on the back side. I glued it to one piece of vellum, and then I cut out another piece of vellum that's the same size. And again, on the other one, you saw that I had folded over scrap paper, which you could do that again. But I thought on this one, let's try some washi tape. And so this was the closest washi tape I had that kind of matched. And I haven't used it yet, so it's been in my stash for a while. So that's kind of a good thing to break it open and use it at just the Scotch brand washi tape. I think I used to buy this way back when at Target, when washi tape was just first coming out. And so I have a few of these rolls that I just don't use washi tape maybe as nearly as much as I should, as some people do. So I kind of quit buying it just for that reason. So what I'm going to do is, I think the easiest thing I'm going to do here, I'm just going to kind of do my best to kind of line it up. And I'm just going to put washi tape, and I'm just trying to put half of it because I want to fold it over. And again, you could just glue these together or sew them. I usually don't like using glue on vellum because I find that you can see the glue, which when I showed you guys the back side of this one, you could see the glue, you know, where I had glued the butterfly down, and I just don't like seeing those glue marks. So I'm just going to line this paper up again on the back side, and I'm just going to fold this over. And then I'll cut it down to size here in a minute on the sides, and then we'll do the top and the bottom. So again, just another really quick pocket idea. So now you can see I have a little border on the front and the back, and we'll do it on the other two edges here. But I'm just going to cut these off. And if you're doing like, you know, a real journal, again, this is just my reference journal. You can measure it so that, you know, if you have 1/4 inch of your tape showing on one side, it's, you know, the same on all the sides, but it doesn't really matter to me. So, you know, this one's a little bit wider than what I put that one down for, and that doesn't bother me for right now. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side, and I'm just going to do it one at a time this time. So again, I'm just going to fold it over. And then we'll do the same thing on the top. And then we'll put it in on one of our journal pages. So that's kind of what it looks like now. I think that's really cute. And again, for those of you that haven't seen, here's my journal, and I'm kind of playing around with ideas because I did a denim pocket on the front, and I was going through what I already had made in my stash, and I have some more of these hearts floating around, so I might but I was thinking that might look kind of cute. And then there was the spine, and this one was just kind of an elastic bound one for pages, and I made a really thick spine on it. So that's where I've been putting all of these pages. And I just have that off to the side. So if you're wondering when we did finish this page, it came from that book. So this one, I had another one that I had done some pages, and I still had a spot open on here. So we're going to go ahead and glue this one down. And I'm not quite sure. This one I think I'm going to try, because I'm not sure how well my tacky glue will hold onto this type of washi tape. So I think... And you could just washi tape it down again if you wanted. But I think I'm just going to use some Fabri-Tac glue, because I think that'll hold better than my washi tape, or better than my tacky glue. Just since this washi tape has a little bit of a plasticky feel to it. I just want to make sure that this is going to stay down. So then we'll glue this one down. And then I'll also put my little name at the top. So I'm just calling this one a vellum pocket with a die cut, or you could also do a pressed flower if you would like, or even any other type of image, like if you had some sort of image like this and you wanted to put that in between layers of vellum, you could definitely do that, as long as you could kind of see it. I mean, there's all sorts of different ideas you could do. And then, you know, you stick your little tag in there, and then you kind of see hints of your tag underneath the pocket. And this was kind of some more clouded vellum, but if you did like a clear acetate or clear packaging, you could see your tag even more. But I kind of like the mystery of this style of vellum. So there's another one down for today. And then let's see what's next on my list. So the next one that I thought would be fun to do is to make a window pocket actually in a page. So here's my page. So if this was, I'm starting a signature, and this is part of my signature or whatever. So here's a page, and what I already did on this page, as you can see, it's just a scrapbooking paper page. I did die cut, and the die cuts that I used for this one are, there's some Spellbinder ones, and they're labels 8. They had some different, they just had the plain cut, and then they had like a decorative labels cut. And here's one of the packagings for that one, just so in case you wanted to know it. But you could also just, if you don't have a die cutting machine, you can just cut out a square or a circle with an X-Acto knife. You don't have to have a die cutting machine. So I did die cut out the basic shape, and then I put the frame over it just so you can kind of see. So right now it's open. And so this one I thought I would actually cover. And so I have a piece of like some packaging or clear acetate. And so I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue that down, and then I'll cut around it. And then I'll probably put a little bit of tape on it too, just to reinforce it. But I'm going to cut it down right now. And since I don't have to worry about, nobody's going to probably see this part of it, I don't have to worry about having it too nice. It just has to be bigger than the actual window. So am I close there? It looks like I still might need to cut off a little bit more here. So I think that'll work good. And again, I think I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac just to put a little bit of glue around this one. You could also use double-sided tape. And I'm just going to press that down so that the glue will hold. And then just to kind of reinforce it a little bit, I just have some masking tape here just to make sure that it stays nice. And then I'm also thinking that'll help, if I'm going to use this as a pocket, it's going to help with keeping it from, when I stick something in the actual pocket, it's going to keep it from catching. You could use washi tape, or even you could even glue down a scrap piece of paper. And I'm going to cut a little bit of that masking tape off. And I'm just going to put, I don't think I need it on this side, but I am going to put it down because I'm thinking when I glue the next piece of paper over it, that this is going to be helpful for gluing, because I think this masking tape will take the glue nicely. So I'm just going to make sure I can still fold my page here. And so you could make this as a tip-in, but I'm just going to make it as, you know, this will be another page that I'll add into my journal. And so I did cut out another piece. Exactly this, I did another piece of scrapbooking paper. I cut out the die cut and then the frame. And I glued the frame on it again. You can stick your hand through it. So then I was going to glue this down on top. But this time I'm going to make it so that it's a pocket so that you can hopefully stick, you know, something in there and you can see through it. You know, I could do some vellum too on one side if I wanted to kind of make it a little different. But I wanted to make this one very clear and see-through. And I apologize, I probably should have had the packaging cut before I started filming today. So I think that'll fit on there. And I'm going to do the exact same thing with the masking tape. I just feel like it'll just reinforce everything. And then most likely I'll have to cut some of it off the edges. Now, if I had matching washi and I didn't have a frame on there, I'd probably just fold it over, but just cut off the excess tape. All right, so now let's go ahead and glue it in. So I think it fits this way. Yep. So again, I'm just going to glue on 3 sides, this side, the bottom, and the top. Or you could make it a side loading pocket too. What do I... I don't think it really matters either way on this one. I think I'll just do the top because that's what I had in my head. So I'm going to go ahead and put, again, I'm just going to use the Fabri-Tac. I think that'll work better for gluing this one particular page down. And this one you could go in and reinforce it with sewing around the edges too if you wanted to. So I'm just going to do my best to kind of line it up so that it's 100%, you can't see the page through it. And so this one I think would be good to maybe hold it together with some clips. And it looks like I have to cut a little bit off the bottom here, so I'll go ahead and do that. And so, in theory, if I glued this right now, I would, of course, choose a different tag. I would choose one that's going to fill the window. But you should be able to put a tag or something fun in there. So that would be a fun pocket. I'm definitely, you know, I hadn't done this one before, I don't think, in any of my journals. So it looks like I got something on it on the inside, but again, it's just a sample, so it doesn't matter. So window pocket in a page. So that one's really fun. So again, you know, you could put it in somewhere into one of your journal pages, and then you would have it as an actual pocket to stick something in it. So the next one that I have is kind of a shaker pocket, and I made this one with tulle and then just some confetti. So I had this bag of confetti kind of in vintage colors, and I took some tulle. This one happens to be white tulle, but this is some pink tulle I had. This was just a scrap I had that I used, but you can buy tulle off of little spools like this. You can also get it off of clothing, and usually I find mine at the thrift store for next to nothing. So just a couple ideas. And so what I did with this, and you want to make sure that your tulle has really small holes in it. And again, you just want to make sure that whatever you're putting in there as your shaker element, that it's bigger than what your holes are. And so I just went around on a scrap piece of paper. I put a little bit of confetti in it, and then I put the tulle over it. And then I chose to just sew around the edges, but you could also, again, take your scrap paper and just fold over the edges and glue over the edges, and that would give you the same effect if you don't have a sewing machine. Or a do-washi, that would work also. And so I'm just going to cut off the excess. Again, I did the sewing off camera to make the video go slightly faster. It's still going to be a little bit longer video, but I just had so many ideas, and I know that there's more ideas out there than just the ones I'm sharing with you guys today on windows and shakers in your junk journals as different types of pockets. But these are just some of the ones that I saw myself possibly using. And some of these are ones that I've actually done before in journals too, or on cards. So I thought I would share these ideas. So now I have the shaker, and I'm just going to glue it down. Again, you can glue it in whatever orientation you wanted on your page. I'm just trying to decide if I want to do, you know, maybe something off to the side. Yeah, I'm thinking I might do something off of the side, because then I could actually put it on like this one that we just did. I could do something in here. It's too wide to go this way, so I'd have to do it off to the side. So let's glue it down this way so that it would be like a side pocket. So I'm going to glue it on these three sides. I'm just going to glue that down. And you can still do a little bit more decorating if you wanted to. I normally probably would put some lace or something on here too, but this works just for my reference journal. And then you'd stick your little tag or your journaling card in the side there. So that's cool. I like that one. So I'm just gonna again put my little label on there. So this one I'm just calling a shaker pocket made with tulle. So that one was kind of a quick one just because I did most of that one off camera. And then I think I have to use this sheet for my next one. So it looks like I have to decorate either here or the front. So maybe I'll decorate here. So I thought on the same idea as kind of what another little shaker idea. I have some of these poly CD DVD sleeves. And what I did on this one is I did close it up. So I put my shaker element on the inside, so my confetti, I just dumped it inside the sleeve that was already here. And I folded it and I sealed it up. So then it was already sealed. And then I decided I didn't like to see where I had sealed it. So I went ahead and I took book page and I kind of put it around the sides of it, and then I sewed around it. And then I thought, I was debating about adding a little image, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to glue her in. It's a little Tim Holtz paper doll. And I'm just going to glue her on there. I'm just trying to decide which. I think I'll put her on this side. And I love, she has like a little smirk on her face, and or you know, a little bit, it seemed kind of like that. So I just thought that was kind of fun. Like, you know, she knew that she was going to be put on a shaker page. And so now I'm going to add her to make her into a pocket. And so I'm just going to glue on the 3 edges again. You could make it a side loading pocket, but I'm going to make this one a top loading. And I am going to, I think, because I kind of see like some of my edges that I sewed on kind of coming up a little bit. I'm just going to reinforce them real quick with just a little bit of masking tape. That way, if I stick a tag in here, it's not going to get caught, which is kind of an important thing. And I'll just add a little glue over that again. So I will do the same thing kind of up here where the... Because when I sewed these on, I just sewed a piece on each corner or each side. And so that's why I have some of the paper coming up, I think. And since I didn't really glue it, I just sewed it. So you guys are getting to see all my little mistakes if you're watching this. That's okay. All right, that should work now. So we'll go ahead and I'm going to put a little bit more glue where I had added that masking tape. And then I'm going to make sure that I don't glue it past the fold here. And then again, another kind of fun little tag because it's going to shake. Plus, you're going to be able to see whatever you put behind there, your journal card or whatever. So that's kind of a fun little interactive one. So that's kind of a clear shaker pocket using a CD sleeve. And I just wanted to show you some other similar ideas. So you could make a shaker pocket like out of an envelope. If you wanted to, like you could put, you know, an image behind there and then some confetti and then it would be a shaker and then you can make that into a pocket and just do the pocket behind your envelope. So there's an idea. I'm not going to do that, I don't think, in this journal, but just if someone wanted an idea and you didn't have those clear poly sleeves that I had. This also came from like a photo album, and I think you could do something similar with this one too. So, I mean, there's all sorts of different packaging ideas that you could make. You know, I could put, this one I would have to glue or put some tape or washi tape on parts of it to keep the confetti from coming out. But you could do something very similar. And this one I think would be fun to make a flip and a pocket or something with that one in a journal. So I just wanted to show you guys that there were other ideas, you know, similar ideas for using, you know, shakers. And then I had one last one, and this one, last one is definitely not my idea. But I saw it the other day and I thought, well, since I knew I was going to do these other ones, I had to include it because this one was a newer idea for me. And I'm not even 100% sure what I'm going to do with it. But I saw this on Seven Plaza, the YouTube channel Seven Plaza. And she did it, she called it a quick and easy window pocket with a twist. And she posted it August 11th, 2025. And it was part of the Junk Journal under 30 minutes. So she had done something, you know, under 30 minutes. And then, you know, here was my little note that I made when I was actually watching it, you know, that she had done a fold and then she cut out a frame to make a pocket. So here is what, you know, kind of my version of what she had talked about doing for a page. And so she had a page. Here's like a bigger page. And then there was a fold here, a little gusset, and then you close it, and of course you glue it there and across here, the bottom, and that would make a little page. So this was part of that one, but I just cut it off the top because I'll use this on another page. So I just wanted to show you that. And then she cut out a square. And that's what it looked like. And then, you know, she added it like with, I think, washi tape, or you could just even add this flip to a page and not use the gusset, but I think I'm going to use the gusset part on the inside. So then she glued across the bottom and there, and then she had, you just stick your tag. She didn't do any vellum or anything on hers, but I think I want to do vellum and some acetate on, but I don't believe she did, if I remember correctly, but I just thought it was such a cute idea. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And so again, I just cut this out. I just put a little square die cut is what I did. But you could just cut it out with an X-Acto knife. And I think she used like textbook pages or a page from a book. But I just used the scrapbooking paper. And again, I'm just working with some Hobby Lobby paper, pad paper that I'm trying to use up. So I did find this fun little vellum in my stash. So I thought that would be fun to put on one side of this pocket. I think that would be really pretty. And then I was just going to do some clear acetate on the other side, or you could do another type of vellum if you wanted to. So let's get this one figured out first on this side, and then we'll add something to this side. So this one I'm only going to be able to glue around 3 sides to glue my vellum down. And then I think I'm also going to use the masking tape over it just to reinforce it. So I just want to make sure that this is not on the fold. It's just right inside the fold. So again, this one was from Seven Plaza, and I just went ahead and added the vellum on it. And I will link that video so you guys can watch her whole process. Again, I did some of my cutting off camera just to make it go faster because I knew this was going to be a longer video. So I think I can still fold it. Yep. All right. So then let's put, because I don't have enough of that vellum, and the ones I cut off earlier are too short, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a new one. And again, you can use, this is just some transparency paper that I had, that my dad had given me. So this one, again, I don't think I need a very big piece. So I'm going to cut it down. I feel like the Fabri-Tac again is going to glue a little bit better for this one, so I'm going to go ahead and use the Fabri-Tac. All right, so then the next step would be to glue it shut. And I don't know what happened to my tag. So again, this would be a pocket from the top. So on one side, you could kind of see the vellum pocket, and then on the back side, it's more clear. So I think that would be really fun in a journal. So let's see if I can figure out how to add it to some sort of page here in my journal. I'm going to have to make it into a flip of some sort. So maybe let's just add it to this page. So again, it loads from the top, and what I could do is I could add a little notch up there if I wanted to. So here I have some book page. So let's get this cut down to the right size. And I'll just make it into a little flip into my journal. So I just folded up a piece of some vintage paper to make, and then I folded it. I'm going to go ahead and add it then. So this, there's no glue here, and it just glue on this side, and then of course I glued it to the little page that we just did. And then it would be a flip plus the pocket. I think that's a really cute idea. So, so again, I will link that channel for you guys in the description box so you guys can watch her whole process. But even on my little note here, I put cut out window pockets. I put YouTube, the name of the channel, which is Seven Plaza, and I put the date August 11th, 2025. So I could remember what date that she did the video if I had to go back and find it again. But that was kind of a fun little one. I like that one. And I could, you know, definitely put a bigger piece in there, which I think I'm going to on this one. And then that other window one that we did, I think I'm going to add journal cards or tags to those off camera. I'm not doing that on all of them just because I'm trying to keep the bulk down in my journal. I want as many pocket ideas as I can. So we did quite a few today, I think, on the channel. You know, we did the vellum pocket, and we did the window from a stamped image, and then vellum packaging pocket. I did window pocket in a page. We had this one from Seven Plaza. We did the clear shaker pocket, and then somewhere we had that other pocket, the one that we did with the shaker on it. Oh, right here. So lots of ideas for today's episode. So again, thanks everybody so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you guys back again for another episode. I still have more pocket ideas that I've been inspired by other people to share with you guys. So I will be back again next week with another episode, hopefully. So until then, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day and happy crafting.